Okay, good evening, everyone. Today we are going to show you one more thing, which we call self-destruct. So this is a upcode for Ethereum virtual machine over here. It's called self-destruct. Basically, you can destruct this contract deployment and then send the Ethereum that owned by this contract to the corresponding address. In this case, I send to the beneficiary, which is the argument of a constructor. Okay, which I'm going to do is come back to here. So this retire is going to be called by this. So this is the test contract. So everything will be tested over here. So we're going to call this retire to retire any deployment we have. First of all, let's repeat our experiment last time. So we're going to compare this and then deploy this over here. I'm going to deploy. And then once we deploy, we can actually, as we talked about earlier, we can predict the address that we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 as the sort. And then use the last address, which is this one, dd, as the argument for the constructor for only me. Okay, and we predict the address is going to be 8. Okay, so let's see if we are able to deploy contract only me there. But before we do that, before we even do that, we want to send some money to there. Okay, we want to send some money there. Okay, send some money there by the first account. How about that? Okay, so let's send something there. So we're going to call send a vehicle. Send the vehicle over here. So this is the address, which is the address of the contract we're going to deploy. This is predict address. And then let's send how much? Let's send 10 Ethereum. So I have to add 18 decimal. Okay. So send a vehicle. Great. Okay, let's see if the well, the first one, only 89 Ethereum now. So the 10 Ethereum is already on this address. But we don't have the private key for this address. It's not even our MetaMask address. How can I get money back? Well, this is the interesting part. We are going to deploy our only media. And only me, in this case, we're going to put a beneficiary is the last one. So and then destroy it. And then according to retire, the money is going to send back to the beneficiary. Okay, so who is the beneficiary? The last guy, which is this. So this guy should receive 10 Ethereum if I destroy this contract. Okay, but before let's do that. Let's do that. So we're going to deploy using the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then deploy this. Successful. So let's look at this, and crazily we deploy at the predict address. See that? Okay. And now we are going to call the retire. So I'm going to call a retire test, which is retire only me, and the retire only me is going to call the only me's retire, which is going to self-destruct and send money back to the beneficiary. Done. And if you look at to ask the guy received the 10 Ethereum right from the destroyed contract. And now, if you deploy again, of course, it's actually going to fail. It's a check, but if you look at this over here, the return address still P8. That's still P8. Oh yes. So that means I can still deploy again because I self-destruct, right? I self-destruct. So I can deploy, self-destruct, and then back and forth again and again and again. Okay, so that shows you sometimes you detect address, the contract is there. Sometimes you detect again, the contract is not there. So that's pretty tricky actually to see if something is a contract or not. It's not easy to detect because it can be people can use self-destruct to hide themselves, and then after a while they deploy again. But if I deploy again right now, and then actually now it's going to fail. So the return address is this 0000. So that means it's not okay. Okay, this one. Sorry. So the argument is 000. The deployment fail because you already deployed there. Unless I call the retire again, but of course this time retire only me. All right, so I guess the well, the transaction revert. So it looks like the deployment is not so successful, and the reason being why, let's see, is maybe there's money to send, no money to send. Let me see if I do deploy again. What do I get? Okay, not successful. And then if I call retire only me, okay, no. The call function should be payable if you set a value and the value you set should be less than your current balance. But to get more. Maybe because there's no money. Let's just send some money to this guy. I don't know why it takes money to. Let me send another. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me send some money here again. Send a vehicle. All right. Even we cannot send send there for some reason. send just something. All right, interesting. So looks like after self-destruction, then we cannot send it. Maybe this is a protection. We don't know. We will find out more information later. Thank you so much.